Good afternoon, ma'am. Good afternoon, classmates. So we are from chapter 6. Our topic for today is about Philippine television, cinema, and popular movies. The origin and history of Philippine television. In 1946, James Taylor Burns founded Bina Electronic Corporation, or BEC, the founder of Philippine television. And in 1953, Antonio Quirino bought 70% of BEC chains leading into ABS, or Auto Broadcasting System. In 1957, Lopez family owned the Chronicle Broadcasting Network, or CBN, that operated those stations DGEQ Channel 3 and DZXL TV Channel 9. In 1960, Robert Bell Stewart, a longtime American resident in the Philippines, owned the third station of DCGG TV Channel 7, or the Republic Broadcasting System. In 1963, RBS TV Channel 7 Cebu was launched. In 1966, there was 18 privately owned TV channels. ABS-CBN was the biggest network under martial law regime. In 1972, Ferdinand Marcos ordered the closure of all except for Channel 9, 13, and 7 ABS-CBN was taken from the Lopez family and Benito Lopez Jr. was imprisoned. In 1973, RBS Channel 7 was heavily in debt and was forced to sell 70% of the business to a group of investors. RBS reopened under new ownership with a new format GMP7. In 1986, ABS-CBN Channel resumed broadcasting after 14 years. In 1988, GMP launched the Tower of Power. In 1988, there was a 137 television stations nationwide. In 27, ABS-CBN applied a license to NBC. In 2008, Sky Cable and Signal were the first cable network to adopt digital television. In 2015, ABS-CBN launched its ABS-CBN TV Plus. ABS-CBN became the first national Philippine TV network to broadcast NLP on TV. In 2020, JP Network celebrated its 70th anniversary of broadcasting. ABS-CBN was ordered to stop broadcasting by the NTC after its franchise expired. And JP Network launched its digital set-top box, JP Acquired.
Network and the characteristic of their program. ABS-CBN Auto Broadcasting System Unique Broadcasting Network, own a major of media entertainment companies in the Philippines, offers service and products such as television, radio, broadcast, satellite, and cable. Offer in a three-segment TV and studio, free TV, and new business. GMA Global Media Art. Broadcast Commercial Television Network, Philippines Free Air Television Network, brings entertainment and responsible, unbiased, and timeline delivery of accurate news and information to Filipino worldwide. TV, ABC5, Associated Broadcasting Company, third oldest television network in the country, owned by Media Quest Holding Incorporation, which is fully subsidiary of PLDT. PTV, People Television Network, flagship state broadcaster owned by the government of the Philippines, one of the attached agencies under the Presidential Commission Office. CNN, Cable News Network Philippines, provide first-class news and information, drawing on the straight and worldwide news gathering power of CNN and local perspective experts.
Hello everyone, I am Michael G. Acasio. My topic is all about issues and changes on Philippine televisions. Here are some issues and challenges on Philippines televisions. One is lack of transparency, compliance with laws, regulations, challenges with respect to taxations, threat to media channels, hurts and life threats to people working in the industry, concern relating to data privacy, licensing requirements, copyrights and piracy issues, adaptations, challenges, lack of financial support, media reputations, discriminations and lack of effort, bullying and harassment at workplace. So Lack of transparency. Lack of transparency is defined as a situation where information is not readily available or accessible, leading to uncertainty and potential mistrust. So it means lack of openness and honesty in sharing information. Next is compliance with laws and regulations. In the Philippines, compliance with television laws and regulations primarily involves adherence to the E.D. Garcia Law, our Republic Act 1196, which focuses on the safety and well-being of workers in the film and television industry, and ensuring adherence to franchise terms granted by National Telecommunication and Commission or NTC. Next is threat to media channels. Media channels face a multitude of threats ranging from cybersecurity, so cybersecurity comments naman nato ning cybersecurity, and misinformations, campaigns of physical violence against journalists, and direction of trust in new outlets. These threats can have serious consequences for individuals, organizations, and society as a whole. Next is concern relating to data privacy. Data privacy concern encompass the worries and challenges surrounding the protections and confidentiality of personal information. So this concern arise from potential unauthorized access, misuse, or disclosure of sensitive data, leading to risks like identity theft, discriminations, and financial harm. So this also include the need for transparency and control over how personal data is collected, stored, and used.
Topic is history of Philippine theater before the advent of cinema in the Philippines. Cinema, an art of moving which is that tells stories. Pre-colonial time, Philippine theater was in the form of indigenous ritual verbal, juice or games, songs and dance praising to gods. Spanish regime. Spanish are shortly used dramas such as Zarzuelas and Comedia or Moro. American colonization, their influence of the Philippine theater is most apparent through the colonialist plays and drama slips or translated into English. Japanese occupation, Comedia, Zarzuelas, and del women in the country as form, entertainment, and expression. 1950 present theater has moved out of classroom and the concept of playing for a ticket to see theatrical performance emerged.
Good day everyone, I am Franklin Lagora. I am the reporter of Blockbuster Hits Movies in the Philippines. Blockbuster Hits Movies in the Philippines refers to Filipino films that have achieved significant commercial success in the country. These movies typically draw large audiences, generate high box office revenue, and often become cultural phenomena. They are usually released during the Metro Manila Film Festival, a major annual event in December, which contributes to their popularity. The list you provided highlights some of these successful films, including the Hello Love Goodbye, The House of Us, Made in Malacanang, The Super Parental Guardians, Fantastica, Ganda Rapido, The Revenger Squad, A Second Chance, Miracle in Cell Number 7, Beauty and the Beastie, and the last, The Amazing Private Benjamin. Number 1. Hello Love Goodbye, a 2019 Philippine romantic drama film directed by Cathy Garcia Molina and produced by Star Cinema. The film follows Joy Fabregas, Catherine Bernardo, a struggling overseas Filipino worker, and Ethan Del Rosario Alden Richards, a bartender, as they attempt to reconcile their personal careers and love for each other in Hong Kong. Released on July 31, 2019 in the Philippines, the film is the highest grossing Philippine film. Number 2. The House of Us, a 2018 Philippine romantic drama film directed by Cathy Garcia Molina, starring Catherine Bernardo and Daniel Padilla. The film grossed at a whopping 805 million under 50 days after its release. Number 3. Made in Malacanang, an untold story of the last 72 hours of the Marcoses inside Malacanang Palace, Palacan, before fleeing to Hawaii during the 1986 People Power Revolution, starring Cesar Montano, Rufa Gutierrez, Diego Luizaga, Christine Reyes, and Ila Cruz. Number 4. The Super Parental Guardians, a 2016 Philippine action comedy film starring Vice Ganda and Coco Martin. The film is directed by Joyce Bernal and is under the production of Star Cinema. 5. Fantastica, a 2018 Filipino fantasy comedy film directed by Barry Gonzalez, starring Vice Ganda, Richard Gutierrez, and Lindong Dantes. The film serves as an official entry to 2018 Metro Manila Film Festival. Number 6. Ganda Rapido, The Revenger Squad, a 2017 Filipino superhero comedy film directed by Joyce Bernal and starred by Vice Ganda, Daniel Padilla, and Pia Warsbach. It is distributed and produced by Star Cinema that served as an official entry to the 2017 Metro Manila Film Festival. Number 7. A Second Chance, a 2015 Filipino romantic drama film directed by Cathy Garcia Molina, starring John Luis Cruz and Dia Alonso. Number 8. Miracle in Cell Number 7, a 2019 Filipino drama film directed by Noel Crisostomo Naval and starring Aga Mulat, Shia Bigor, and Villa Padilla. The film is based on the 2013 South Korean film called The Same Name, directed by Lee Wan-kyung. Number 9. Beauty and the Beast, a 2015 Filipino action comedy film directed by Win V. Diramas, starring Vice Ganda, Coco Martin, James Reid, and Nadine Dostri. It is an official entry to the 2015 Metro Manila Film Festival. Number 10. The Amazing Private Benjamin, a 2014 comedy film written and directed by Win V. Diramas as a sequel to The Unkabugable Private Benjamin. The film is one of the official entries to the 40 Metro Manila Festival. Vice Ganda reprised his role Colonel Benjamin Benji Santos the 8th with Richard Yap, Tom Rodriguez, Bimbi Yap, and Tordo Singh, Alex Gonzaga, with a special participation of Eddie Garcia. That's all, ma'am.
Go.
The topic is the film marketing industry in the Philippines. Film marketing activities and strategies filmmakers use to promote and bring in audiences for their films. Films are a powerful force in the Philippine society. Most films made in the Philippines are in Tagalog. 6 variants are major themes in films, which are often adaptation of American screen production. American films are popular and readily available, and so high quality Filipino films have been slow to develop. Persian Hollywood films are available on the streets in the form of cheap private DVDs. The first film to be shown in the Philippines was shown in 1887. Over the years, Filipino films have ranged from silent movies to talkies. Black and white color nationwide, there are more than 1,000 movie theaters. Early in the 1980s, it was estimated in Metro Manila alone there were around 2.5 million moviegoers. Jose Nepomuceno, father of Philippine movies. Censorship and taxes in the Philippine cinema. Censorship, the suppression of worst images or ideas that are offensive whenever some people success in imposing personal, political, or moral values on others. 1985, Ferdinand Marcos issued Presidential Decree number 1986, which abolished the Board of Review for Motion Pictures and Television. The Movie and Television Regulation and Classification Board in the RCB. Movie and Television Regulation and Classification Board.
Movie and Television Regulation and Classification Board, MTRCB, Censorship Board, Classification Board, and
judicial government agencies under the Office of the President, which is responsible for the review and classification of television programs, movies, and publicity materials. Motion pictures are classified by a committee as General Audience G, Parental Guidance PG, Restricted 16, Restricted 18 R18. For a film to fall under any of these classifications, it must meet certain guidelines pertaining to them: violence, language, nudity, sex, or drugs without prejudice to other factors or elements that it may deem appropriate to consider. Tax, a mandatory payment for or charge collected by local, state, and national governments for individuals or business to cover the cost of general government service, goods, and activities. Entertainment tax, sometimes referred to as amusement tax, is any tax levied on any form of commercial entertainment such as movie tickets, exhibitions, sports events, and more.